just really grateful for this opportunity to come together and hear from each other and just unite our energies in this way. The last time we gathered was for the turning of the season, which for us here in the north begins the fall. And I know, like for myself here at Deer Mountain with Ishel, we've been spending this weekend, we got a 4-day weekend because she had parent-teacher conferences at her school. So we've been doing ceremony the 3 weekends before consistently. So it's so good to have some time at home, and we're still processing apples, and we harvested the rest of our corn and just enjoying the fall colors. And it's really like turning from fall, but some of the trees have already lost all their leaves and it's getting colder and darker. And so I can really feel the winter coming in. Yeah, just this kind of magical time of year, and setting up the altar for the ancestors, because this next weekend is Dia de los Muertos and Day of the Dead. And so Tata is going to be doing a beautiful share on that day as well. But just the energies feel so potent, and yeah, like a wrapping up of the season, and then the invitation to go in deeper. So I'm just really feeling that it's like a cold, rainy day outside. I have the wood fire going, and so I just really feeling that presence of the season for here up here in the north anyways. Yeah, so yeah, so and then Eric is down there in Guatemala at Patsiapa. Showed us video this morning going swimming in the lake in the bright, beautiful, warm sunshine. So holding a different bioregion quality of light and experience there. So love to open it up to you, Eric, and say thank you as always for all that you share with us, and anything you'd love to share at this time on this day of Oshie. Thank you for all that it takes to walk the path that you have and that you do, and for opening up this path for so many of us to walk with you. And yeah, just many blessings always to you today and every day. Uh-huh. Mm.
Thank you, my love. Yeah, good morning, everybody. And yeah, it's like Kelly said, today is very calm and beautiful, warm, and listening to the turkey, talking to him every morning, and hearing the mama laying eggs every day, and life continues, nature, and a lot of harvest right now, you know. Jocotes, aguacates, I mean, all kinds of lettuce, and we're preparing to receive lots and lots of groups through the month that we've been eating. So, at the same time, we had, wow, great ceremonies, huge reflections. Everything was like really nice, like, like on nothing was really, it's been bumping each other a lot too much, and things are healing. People are kind of looking for that unification and for that what makes sense, you know, and like we're finding ourselves in not so many make sense kind of things as the great people with the armies, they're all marching towards each other. Boats are coming, airplanes are flying, people are just reaching into each other to hold to the last of the dark. And so I wanted to reflect and share, the reason to have the rhythm, the algorithm. Is that how they call that word? Algorithm.
Algorithm. Yeah,
Algorithm. Yeah, thank you.
algorithm.
That and I keep sharing the story again. The years of my barely holding to sanity go early in the mountains and late in the evening and pray, with the pipe and connect to the spirits, and touch the earth and be at that place of, you know, strengthening my frequency of what the earth and the spirits have done, are doing to us. At the same time, the dogs started a whole sick. The dogs are tearing up whatever, big packs going towards each other. Who's the top dog? Who's gonna be the last? Who's gonna have the most? And so forth. And so, like this, the, the we creating an algorithm, creating a frequency of strength, just like the emergency technicians, or like the nurses, the doc, they train to act on emergency situations without engaging in it. If you engage in it, you will lose your grounding and your clear way to act, so that then you don't become the next patient of shock, you know, seeing somebody hurting, somebody in pain, somebody burned. I woke up this morning, kind of talking to somebody, and I said, "You never smelled the skin burning, and what the fire when it does that? What is it? Or to see the earth puddle with blood, or things like that." I was like, "Why am I talking like that?" And at the same time, connecting to the Rukush. To stay strong with the Rukush, stay strong with the spiritual nature that is opening up a huge universal flower for us. But very few will make the flower now. The Pashil Kayala, they needed to be strong already. As you see, everything was happening around. And I'm witnessing here in Santiago, Atitlan, the the strength of the unification of the people to change the governance, a corrupt governance, and to do it with peace. That you saw the women wearing all their tocoyal, their headdresses, all the grandmothers in front of the men with the babies, the girls, and they were all holding white roses into the faces of the soldiers they got to the entrance to the village. And the strength of the people was, you may not enter here. If you do, you will not leave. Just like that. And this is where we talk. But you'll have to go through the women and the children, and if you touch one of those, you're not leaving here. And this will not stop right here. That was the strength of the people's covenants for each other. That didn't start yesterday. That's been for thousands of years. And the endurance to survive as Maya, as the people of these villages. And now this is an example to other villages are doing now. Because the corruption is enough. They don't want to let go, and they want to do trickery, and they want to keep stealing, and the people are like, no more. And you see that all over the world. Except there's no maturity of to move as one. So it's easy to dismantle it. So for us, the prayers, the ceremonies, and I want to, not that I wish something that you will experience someday, but when you do, I have the trust in the spirit, the reflection that you will feel the strength of all your years of training, all of your years of shifting and changing and strengthening the heart, the rukush, the essence, strengthening the mind to be able to not now, not yet. So we see pictures right now, a whole bunch of them, you know, kind of two rows of what's happening in Colombia. One is the Kogi, Arawaco, all those people are on a pilgrimage. They're moving out. They're moving and declaring their governance as sovereign people of their area. That's just one. Others are doing the same, and because the dark force is coming at full strength. The Russians with Ukraine, the Chinese with Philippines and Hong Kong, the Americans now with Colombia, Venezuela, and now a whole bunch of places. They're going crazy, just bombing everything. They want the power. And if we do not have what it takes at the Pashilka Yala, we're going not going to be in a good place. And that's the end, the path to look back and see, yeah, I feel strong, I feel clear. I don't feel that this is infiltrating my soul and causing damage in it, because that's the energies are doing. So other things are happening here too. They're expecting that all the internet will be cut off in the next couple of weeks for who knows how long. They're cutting off those satellites. So communications and all kinds of things, the banking, everybody's pulling their money out, and it's just wow, it's going crazy. Expecting the big boats from the U.S. to get to the borders of the, and then nature, as they approach the Caribbean, a huge storm begins. They expect in Tahiti and Haiti, it's going to devastate the whole place. Huge, huge storm, and those ships are going right into it. Like nature, like don't keep doing this. Your time is almost up, and you gotta let go of this. I just want to take back to us the prayer, strength, the investment in each other's strength. In the what's it gonna take to have a healthy Bashil Kayala? Maybe it's little bits. It's gonna be little islands, and then maybe it will be individuals alone for a while until this whole thing, figure out where's these islands in which are being good, okay to be in. And so as we go along, this rhythm we're having, to keep the fire going, keep the offerings going, keep the strength and the brilliancy of that, because all those people in those conflicts, they want to sit by a fire and just tell a story, have a tea, have a smoke, have a peaceful night, have their babies come and be safe in the light of the fire. Our ceremonial fires, that's what it will be. And they're kind of, some of the Maya are talking like that too already. Strengthen the fires. And they're gathering more and more. It's amazing. And so for us too, we've been in that nice strength. We watched sea prayer. We went to Grass Valley. Wow, the reflection was peaceful. It was just beautiful. And the strength of saying, no, it's okay if we do not get invited. It's okay if we just be there and be part of the energy of people gathering. That's the key. That's the strength. That's our focus. That's what we've been training for. And sometimes I feel some of us tired. Oh my God, oh my, and now that, boom, there we were. And the fire was so, it connected. It connected through dimensions to give a gift to the village of peace, and for them to receive that prayer, so they continue to doctor healing each other, hearing that the lodges are more now and that they're talking. The solutions have to be found. And at the same time, the sweepers, we gotta get rid of those who don't respect, don't honor, don't do what they said they're gonna do. It's gonna be time to start. You know what? If it's just two, three of us, that's it. Okay, no more. So we're gonna let it go and hold that sacred connection to that fire. And at the same time, as we are opening the brilliancy of our prayer, the mighty networks, right? The hive, an invitation to the last few or the last moments to make something that will last through this dark period. That's simple and that powerful. And when we get to the other side, whoever is on the other side, man, we glad we keeping this fire. We're gonna be glad we align ourselves with those prayers of the Kogi, the Arahuaco, like yesterday was a Mapuche talking yesterday. What are we gonna do with this? Like, wow, like we have the prophecy of the sixth son, the people made out of honey. That's something is already shifting, is changing, is evolving, and is coming through places where no, we are this and we are that, and this is our flag, and then bam, it doesn't go anywhere but conflict. So, in these efforts for peace, is to hold that individual on ourselves to be a strong staffs, no wobbling and no messing like that. And every prayer is it's like a solution to the battlefields. As they bomb Israel, as they bomb Palestine, as they bomb each other and start doing all this, we're in prayer to send the counterweight. And when we got two, 300 people in prayer at the strength of each individual adds to the circle. Every time we show up, even we're tired, even we whatever, that strength will be a gift to you in the long run. Not in the short, I don't have, no. In the long run, it will strengthen your crystallize of your Merkaba. All those two, 300 people that came to offer to our fire. While the fire just went receiving, transforming. And then just before their concerns, we already knew we had to do that fire. Put it all together. Is, hey, are we gonna have time to? What are we gonna do with that fire? Because we gotta get rid of it from that. It's okay. We're done. We're moving ahead of you, the people who are thinking we're gonna take more time. And then we have time of luxury because we did what we said we were gonna do, and we honor the time that was given to us. It's, oh, you could have done more. It's okay. You told me you had this time, and that's perfect. We can work with those moments. If they say you have 5 seconds, we can work with that 5 seconds because we have that power connection to a source. It doesn't waver, but it's coming through like a ray of X-rays and gamma rays. It's penetrating through everything. And we want to throw a stick with a little rock and wrap around to one of those shafts of light and go with it. Have the energy to pull us when we're tired, when we're disillusioned, when we're not interested anymore, or whatever the reasons are. Now is the presence. It will make a huge difference. Just from my word, and I hear the words from so many. The gratitude of the chiefs here of Santiago was gratitude to everybody who supported. Gratitude for sustaining those day in and day out through rain, hunger, late nights, everybody investing in each other. Because nobody's paying them. We supported from Tiosh, from our crew, supported quietly, and because we're part of that the village, and we have presence, and so that presence is huge. It could have been 5 or 6 Maya there, but there was 30-some thousand plus in unison, with no faltering, no getting tired. The little girls all laying down there by the floor in front of the government offices because they were tired 2 in the morning, but they're holding to the line. That's like courage. Those are warriors. The elder ladies with their flowers that gets heavy. If you try to hold a flower for hours, it gets heavy. One rose, it will be so heavy you will not hold it after 4 or 5 hours. You won't be able to. Try it. First, half an hour. Okay, whew, wow, how heavy is this rose? But can you hold that prayer through what's coming right now? Can we hold that prayer, what's coming? Well, we're already getting all tangled up in it. Can we navigate out of it? Do we have the strength to get through that huge wave? Because when it crashes on top of us, we're in the turmoil. We, some of you have been caught in a wave, right? It's trashing you. You don't know which way is up or down, and you have limited breath, and you're like, oh, sure, now what? And you, then if you're hitting rocks, you're like, oh my God, right? Wait till it settles to know that you're going to push up. You're going to swim towards the top, not swim towards the bottom. Because people might do that and then you don't have no breath. There's all that timing. We're going to have a breath to get through that turmoil. Can we hold that breath and can we find which direction we're going to need to go? And that's these visions coming in. We gotta do what we need to do and do what we said we're gonna do. And so, in sending our peace, we see others, focusing on their unification. Beautiful. And when we show up, we know we brought things to add to the circle because we've been training, we prepare, we are clear what we need to do and what we need to say. We won't start our sharing by I'm nervous. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to do. No. Boom. Affirmations. I am here to carry and share this prayer with all of us. I am here to learn from you. I'm here to follow your direction when the land says, this is our land plan. This is what we need to do to make this Bashil Kayala healthy. So you're going to guide us. We are going to trust you. We're going to follow you. That's the power of your prayer. And some of you say, okay, we're going to share how to move your body and be healthy and strong and meditate, learn how to breathe, right? How to eat, how to be healthy. Then we'll follow you. And what is it that you have that you can add to and everybody will have something. And many more things as we discover the beauty and the strength of our prayer, of what we've been training all of our lives for. It wasn't for nothing. Rejuvenate the land. Whoa, what an important thing to be trained in. And then to rejuvenate the humans who are going to come because we got to train them. So they don't take the time to disrupt, to discredit, to make a mess out of things. We're going to have to hold that circle really tight because it's our investment. It's our prayer. It's our time. It's our beauty. It's our Pashil Kayala. We lose that, then why we did all these things for all these years? A waste of time and resources and time, everything. Because we will see the door opening to the light and then, we didn't make it. We were so close. Oh well. Try next time. It won't be next. So thank you for the prayers that you have, for the strength and the endurance, the perseverance. That's what makes an achkir. That's what makes a spiritual leader. That's what makes a warrior. It's been training so that it doesn't have to fight. Like the Shaolin, like the masters of Kung Fu and others. They train so they can evade the trouble. And they're killing machines. You throw them in there, man, they're going to do damage. But they have trained to have discipline so they don't have to go in there. We've been training for that same reason. Been training so that the dark doesn't collapse us and they don't suck us all up in it. And it's hard. because there's certain things there that will touch our emotions. Are like, wow, how can they do that to the women, children, and so forth, right? To innocent people. And we know it's gonna get more. And so what are we gonna do at those moments? I don't know what I'm gonna do. I pray that I don't get caught in one of those eddies to defend somebody or protect my family or something, because I will not hesitate. And so I prayed that we've been training to obey that, to make it through this dark period and focus on creating the Pashil Kayala. Like here, there's been so much harvest now. Wow, like more harvest, like beautiful. And so that's our sharing, as this thing is being clear, no longer just the elders talking about this or that is coming. It's like, no, my relatives, we're in there, we're in it. And there's no way out except the way we're finding through the prayer, the strengthening of the unity, the place that we're going to have the sanctuary away from everything, strong and healthy and vital in you. I keep saying that for years and years, and we got this far, and that's our focus. That's gonna be this prayer that we can offer to the places of conflict. Someday you will go and you'll be said, "Oh, I can rejuvenate this land easy. We can clean it up. We can create the kalpuli. We can strengthen it so that the unification of thought forms will help each other instead of compete each other, instead of be jealous with each other, instead of like destroying each other. But we have to be like a special units, kalpuli. When I think, you think. And when you think, I think. And we know, we sense because we've been training together. We've been working with the fire. We can see around, just like the special forces. They train to to touch each other as they walk through danger zones, and they can react as one. If one doesn't, you put everybody in danger. If we bring somebody in that it's not trained and is not going to do things right, we waste so much time in trying to deal with it. It's like, another one, again. It's like, so we gotta, the unit has to be who can enter. You got these layers of test, like with the 9 fires we share, right? The cacao we smoke, then that's we were courtship and relationship. Ooh, you're beautiful. Oh yeah, I want you. You want me. Oh my God. Okay, let's. So then we make love, and we start training for 9 months as the baby being developed in the womb. Then the first spark of the fire is the birth. The baby's out. Now we're showing you how to be a human, how to be a spiritual person, how to deal and work with the elements. Then the comes out, and here comes the water. Now we're going to start walking, because your 9 pilgrimages is to develop your new body, your new mind, your new essence. If you come back, you'll be a young adult ready to really learn after your 9 pilgrimages. Now what do we do with the other? All right, we got this, or that, and that. We're moving as a nation. We're moving as a conscious part of the species of the humans to shift it and change it and adapt it and to work in different ways. And so that's what we've been training for. And some of you are here now. We're going through the next cacao. You know, let's get to the place where we're gonna start really learning, because you have put the time in, you put the prayer in, because now you're gonna carry that which is sacred. Now you're part of the kalpuli, the kalpuls of the people. And so this is a beautiful frequency we're holding, and as you know, praying to share more, then we're gonna be ready. There will be no faltering, no wobbling. Oh, I don't know what to do. That's not ready. This is like this is what we're doing. This is how we're working with the land. I can say my part. This is how we're dealing, working with the spiritual. This is what we're doing with the Kalpulis, with the Kalmekas. This is what we've done with the elders. This is what I suggest we should do with the councils now. Before we stop and are not able to travel anymore, we should get some councils on the table, so to speak. We should gather the people. They're needing, they're wanting, they're doing it. And we can do it at a level that is incredible. Before we do not travel anymore. We have to do it. Some elders are crossing, they didn't get to see it, and some others are not doing well. And so whatever. This is all that we could do as a Kalpuli. We need more. And to have that talk give back to the nations, to the new generations. So this is kind of what I wanted to share. Dreaming and things about, witnessing some of the other things and seeing how it's evolutioning around us. So thank you for your presence, for your frequencies, for the training and the stamina, the endurance, the perseverance, and that love to come and share with each other. So, Shaway, pass it to you, Eddie. Thank you.
Matiashtat. Yeah. Thank you for that powerful sharing. Yeah. I would love to pass the talking stick around the circle, and maybe we can start with you, Nan Marcia. Good to see you this morning up there in British Columbia, and I hope that things are well. I'm sure the fall is beautiful up there, and yeah, I'd love to hear whatever words of wisdom or prayer, song, whatever, to share into the circle today. And thank you for all that you bring and all that you hold.
Segos Ganagoa, Marcia Forrest Neon Cuts, saying my greetings in Mohawk and the Scanagoa. When I ask you how you are, I'm asking you how you really are, how you are in your whole being, your whole presence of your body, your mind, your spirit, your emotion. And I want you to just sit with that and reflect on that right now. Like, really, how are you right now? How is your spirit in all of those areas? And getting a sense of reading that and understanding that and being present with that. Because that's where it all comes forward from for you. How you walk in this world, how you show up in this world, what you see, what you hear, and what you speak. And it's so beautiful to see all of you on the call today. And thank you for taking the time to be present here. And thank you, Tat Eric, for your words. As we go into this a time of more darkness, as the nights get longer and the weather gets grayer, and we are getting more rain, which is much needed. But it's really good to understand where you are, because that's the foundation of your house for your spirit. And I really realize how much a lot of what I speak about these days has to do with people really taking care of themselves, because, and Todd Eric mentioned, there's so many aspects to that, like reflecting on how do you do that for yourself? Because everything that you do for yourself, that just makes you stronger, so that when you are in that position to show up, you show up fully present. And whether it's the gatherings, the ceremonies, or if it's just your prayer for the day, because every little thing you do, every little prayer you make, every little positive action you make, it all makes a big difference. And I guess for me, it's really it hasn't been a struggle. I thought it would have been more of a struggle actually to stay in that place of hope right now with everything that's going on in the world. But that just really represents that internal fire, that can continue to carry that brightness and be bright and bring that light and energy not only into yourself, but then you are present to be able to share that and be present with others and support others when that time is needed. And so, yeah, that self-care, it's not a selfish thing at all. It's actually, it's a survival technique, and it's a survival technique so that you can be the best you can be. And in that way, we can help to support each other in even a more beautiful and a more loving way. I was able to have a little adventure the end of September. I actually had been invited to go to a gathering back on the East Coast. So it was my first time crossing the border since all of this silliness started. And my husband didn't want me to go. A lot of my friends didn't want me to go. They didn't want me to get, disappeared is what they were worried about. And so, and traveling as a Native woman and someone who had lived in the States, someone who had had a green card for a number of years, but had relinquished it and had decided not to take the route to citizenship. Those kind of things I think may tend to get flagged, on your profile if you're crossing the border. So I really decided that I was going to commit to making that journey, just totally coming from a place of ease and not having any fear about it, even though everybody else around me was worried. So, and I have to say the passage went really well. I crossed the border in Toronto, flying to Boston, and it went well. The customs guy was just really, like, exactly what are you going for? So I told him I was one of the 3 women elders who were going to help to conduct this event that was going to take place for 3 days. He says, "Oh, so you're going to work?" I says, "Well, that's what you might call it. I call it joyful presence." I said, it's something I love to do. And so I'm going to go show up for this and bring what I can bring. And so he kind of looked puzzled. He says, "Well, okay." So that border crossing was an amazing thing. And once I got to the gathering, and there was probably about, I think 60, 70 people who showed up for that event. I realized how many people there had been praying for safe passage. They had all been sending up prayers for that travel day too, not only for me, but also for Nan Vilma, who was traveling from Guatemala. And we both made a very safe, clear passage. So that to me really showed me to that power of prayer and intention that people have, and how much of a difference we can make for one another. And so I'm just intending that prayer for presence and being able to have a safe passage in your life, whatever it is that you do, that that happens for you, so you can continue to spread your light in the world. Todd mentioned in his words something about, showing up with that light. And I just want to share with you a vision that I've had 2 or 3 times, and it goes a little bit different each time. But the first time was when I was journeying, and I often end up out there in the stars in space. It's dark, but the stars are twinkling and shining bright. And the first time I noticed this big dark spot, a big dark hole, like in that whole sky. So of course I was curious and drawn to it. So I went over there and I hung onto the edge of it and I peeked inside. It was such a vast darkness. I remember gasping. I just went, like that. And I gasped so loudly, I actually woke myself up out of whatever state I was actually inhabiting at the time. And so I just made a vow to myself, next time, I says, I'm not going to be so surprised by it, and I'm going to be curious. And so another time when that happened, and there I was out there again, and I saw that big black hole. So I went over to it, and it was so dark and so big in there, no telling how far it went. And I just remember deciding to make that leap and jump into it. And so I was flying into this darkness of the space. And then all of a sudden, I remember seeing a little flicker of light one direction, and then another flicker of light. And then all of a sudden, there was all these little flickers of light coming on all over the place. And it just really showed me, like it was just like a bunch of fireflies. But it just really taught me about that presence of being willing to take that risk to show up with your light, gives others permission to shine theirs, no matter how dark it is. And so that's always something that I can reflect back on, as a lesson that I was able to learn in one of those amazing moments. And that's something that I'll carry with me forever. Like, just show up with your light, and see what happens. So I just want to share with you in closing, I'll just sing a song, and it's one I know we've sung on Deer Mountain before, so you can sing in your best voice wherever you are today too. And it's the song from Buffy St. Marie about We Are Circling. We are circling, circling together. We are singing, singing our hearts on. This is family, this is unity, this is celebration, this is sacred. We are circling, circling together. We are singing, singing our hearts on. This is family, this is unity, this is celebration, this is sacred. We are circling, circling together. We are singing, singing our heart song. This is family, this is unity, this is celebration, this is sacred. We are circling, circling together. We are singing, singing our heart song. This is family, this is unity, this is celebration, this is sacred. Woo! Nyawagoa.
Now Marcia. It's always so good to hear you, and thank you for sharing that message and that song and just your beautiful essence that's so radiant. Always such a joy. We would love to invite you, Gatachu, to share. I did mute you again, so you're gonna have to push *6 again. If you're able to share something with us, we would love to hear from you next. Oh, let's see. Gatachu, are you there? You can try pushing *6 again on your phone. There.
Thank you very much, Eddie.
Yeah, hi.
I thank you all. I'm very happy just to hear from you all. This is a blessing from our Father Creator, our Mother Earth. Really, I don't have so many things to say, but we pray to the Creator and to the Mother Earth so that they can give us health, love, good understanding, listening and respecting one another, good and understanding accommodation for everyone, respecting and thanking a Mother Earth and the Creator because we are living on them, they are feeding us, they don't complain anything. We do farm, we do everything on this earth, no complaint. They never complain anything. They give us everything. They feed us. And this world is enough for all of us. But people are so greedy and they are killing and hating one another for nothing. Let the Creator give us good hearts, good understanding, farsightedness, wisdom, so that we can live a wonderful and beautiful life with love. And let's pray for the wisdom, for fight, for farsightedness, for the new generations, so that they can grow well, knowing their Creator and their Mother Earth, and respecting one another, and respecting the nature, and loving one another. Let's pray for all, the poor, the widows, the children, the blind, the old people, for those people who have nothing to eat. Let's pray for peace. People are just killing one another. Let's see the children of the Philistine people. Let's see the children, how they are suffering. Oh, greater, greater, please give us peace, give us harmony, give us love. This world is enough for all of us. Let's cast out of us this greediness, these bad feelings, and love one another. And, oh, Creator, give us good harmony, give us peace for this, for Tata Eric, Eddie, for all the people, for the community that we are meeting together so that we can love and pray to you. And live a wonderful and love life for good. So give us life, give us love, give us health, give us everything that you want, so that we can live according to your will. Thank you all. I thank you, all of you, and I hope we will meet soon somewhere, sometime, at the Deer Mountain or some other places where the Creator permits us to meet one another. Thank you all. Aho.
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 Oh, so good to hear you, Gatachi. Thank you so much for your prayer. Mm. We're sending you so much love. Mm. Reina, shall we see if you can unmute? We'd love to hear you share something before you have to go back to your retreat. Thank you for taking time with us today. It's so good to see you.
Oh, can you hear me? Yes, I think we're live. Okay, great.
Yeah, awesome.
Yeah, an honor just to be together. And lately, my slogan is "Life is lifing." It's like an action, like things are happening, and it's been so much transformation. I know for all of us, and like that Eric was sharing, it's knowing that we've trained our whole lives for this, and it's happening. It's literally happening right now. And I'll just echo that it's so important to really take care of ourselves holistically, like our body, hearts, and minds. And we have missions, and that's why we're here in this body, to do this good work and to stand up for what's right, and to also open to love. And I'll say that, here in retreat, sharing with people to just look into each other's eyes, for a long time. And I encourage, when we perceive other, if we can make eye contact with someone, many times when we're in this place of presence, for some of our brothers and sisters, they look at us and the sight is too strong and they look away. And I encourage us to really look at each other. And those that we perceive may benefit from someone really looking at them. Because it's when people live in fear that we do the things that we do. And we go to our habits and we become small. And I, know and love each and every one of you. And even though Enriqueta, Anastasia, Lisa, you just by being here, it's that vibration that we're willing to support each other. And sometimes supporting each other in this circle, but supporting those that are outside of the circle, to really open our hearts and to surrender to, what we are, being this human being, this divine essence in this human body, and know that there are so many people that are suffering, like Itachi, so with his humble heart, thinking of those that are suffering. And in a way, if they suffer, we suffer too. And really surrendering to that oneness. And, I'll just say, if you can, in your day, walking through wherever you are, let your heart shine through your eyes. And we may not know who may need that vision. And we can look at someone and say, I'm here. You are me and I'm you. And let's wake up together. And for those that look away, they have their own journey of what they're allowing themselves to be seen or not seen, but we can still send them a blessing. And, these are just my simple words that, like Nan Marsha, also with simple actions. And I never think anything is small, like a small prayer is not small. A small act of love, a gesture, again, as we may think people are strangers, here we know each other very well, but it's those that are outside, quote unquote, that, they're also, they really need us. And this is why we're here. And I always like to surrender to love. And right now we're going through so much energy in this planet. I'm sure we all feel it in different ways. And it could be your body processing it. It could be your heart processing it. It could be your mind. It's like literally a sickness that we're purging right now. And to be strong in our hearts and to love each other and really to love ourselves. And for some of us, we are brought to our knees and forced to understand what loving ourselves is. Because if we're not caring for ourselves, we can also lose ourselves. And when we lose ourselves, like Tata said, then we're on the gurney. medic, then those have to, and sometimes that's our lesson. That's happened to me recently. I have had to be nursed by others because I couldn't do it anymore. I broke. But in that breaking, my intention of my life is still clear, and so I'm mending, getting stronger, remembering what my prayer is, remembering why I'm here, to share the love, to be the light, to never, ever stop until breath leaves this body, to continue to awaken, continue to share, and continue to see where can I support, what can I do. So with that, thank you for allowing me the words, the time, the space to share. Truly, I love you all. Here we're supporting about 30 people to transform themselves as well. But I also love you all, and just wanted to see your faces, feel your essence, and just know that I'm here as well. So many blessings to all of you. Aho.
Oh, thank you, Raina. Happy birthday. Yeah. It's so beautiful to hear from you tonight. Tonight, your time. Daytime, our time. Love to pass the talking stick to you, Yellow Robe. Let's see if you have something to share with us.
Aho, Matakuyo, Yasin. Wow, Raina, that was goosebumps on that one. Loved hearing your words. And Netachu, when you spoke, I just closed my eyes and I just felt what you were saying. And everybody at Marsha and Tata, really thank you so much. It's so beautiful just to connect. And to feel that, even though we're just on a screen, but we still have this connection. It's really beautiful. And yeah, this has been quite a amazing time, because on one hand, I just kind of reflect on, say, in Washington, D.C., they tore down the east wing of the White House. And I was just kind of going, what would happen if we destroyed, the east winds of our four directions? What would happen? It would just be like, we'd be lost. And a part of what I see is happening is, we're losing a part of our democracy, of many things that are precious to us. And but it takes the East and the West to have that balance, that path of the sun. And so as one part gets destroyed, we know that there will be even a greater sun. Forget about the ballroom that they're building, but there'll be a brighter sun arising. And so that's what my prayer is. And it comes from within. Recently, last weekend, we built a new lodge here. It just happened so beautifully. And every year or two we have to rebuild our lodge. And somebody said, "Oh, I know where to get some good willow." And so it was kind of like, okay, it's time to do this. And so we gathered the willow, and then we had a nice work party, and we're all working together. And at one point, I just kind of stood back from everybody tying up the lodge, and I just noticed that there was a couple men off to the side starting the fire to cook up the stones for the lodge. And then I looked back on the lodge where everybody was tying, and it was all women. There was, like, I don't know, maybe 8 to 10 women that were all tying the ribs around the lodge. And I was kind of going, this is so appropriate. And it's kind of the lodge for us is we call it the Inipi, and it's the womb of the mother. And I could just see just all the beautiful women tying up the lodge, and I was just like, it's just like, oh, that feels really, really good. And so we had our lodge then, and during this last week, feeling really good about how things were moving forward. I was just the direction I'm facing right now is into our field, and all the fall leaves are turning colors. And this was early in the morning, and it was a little foggy out there, a little rainy. And I kind of looked, and there was like a dark shape out there in our field. I looked a little closer, and it was a big buck with the horns and or antlers. And I was like, wow, because we see deer here quite a bit, the does and little fawns and stuff, but rarely see a buck. And there he was. And then, I was looking at him thinking, just taking that in. And then he turned around and looked at me. And then when he saw me, of course, he took off. But I was just feeling the power of seeing that buck. And then later in the day, I walked out to where we had just built our lodge, and I had some extra poles, and I tied them up to one of the trees. They're just standing in a bucket. And I looked at it, and the poles were just like strewn all over the ground. And I looked closer, and all the bark on those poles were just like shredded. And so that buck came in there and just like shredded it with its antlers. And I looked around a little further, and there was a small cedar tree that the side of the cedar tree was just shredded. And I was just kind of like taking in there. I was kind of going, wow, just feeling the power of the of this time and that buck and what the messages that he was given. And he didn't tear up our lodge, so that was good. But just to feel the power of that. And then this weekend we had a lodge with a giveaway, and it was from our Humbleche, our vision quest that we had there at Deer Mountain almost 2 months ago now. But we finally had our giveaway where the people that went up on the hill, they get to honor their supporters in the camp. And so we had a lodge, and it was just really, really beautiful. But one of the brothers that went up, he's this man that's studied for a long time in northern Mexico. And for his 80th birthday, he wanted to go do Vision Quest. And it's just like, like, if you ask me, it's kind of like, are you sure you really want to do this? It's kind of, usually it's when you're younger, and traditionally it's like maybe the 10-year-olds that go to the mountain to find their place in the tribe and just have that vision of where they fit into the tribe. And then of course in our culture that's totally been forgotten. All the rites of passages have other than getting your driver's license or going to high school, most of the rites of passage has been mostly forgotten. And so many of us never really even heard about these things until maybe we're in our 40s or something. And in fact, to do the Humbleche or to do the Sweat Lodge until the 70s, it was illegal to do these things. And but he wanted to do it, but he had done it many, many times with this tradition down in Mexico. He doesn't know how many times, maybe 20 or so. That and so he gave me this painting. Well, it's I wanted to share that because it's really, really powerful. And let's see if I can get it on the screen here. And it's made with yarn pressed into wax. And it's just totally amazing. And written on the back is, let's see if I move it just there, I can get my head in. And written on the back, it talks about it. And I had someone translate a little bit, but all I remember is that it says something that with the shaman with the sound can penetrate into the sacred temple and uh, and bring the go into the experience. And so you see the four directions, and then the sacred being in the center, and many other symbols. And it pretty much just floored me. So wanted to share that, and it's something that I'll have for a while, and go and look at and meditate with that. And so it's been, the light is there, that east wing. We're the east wing. It's not in DC. That's all I want to say. And with this with this artwork, it kind of reminds me too of my first medicine ceremony there with Tata Eric there. Thank you for having that. And I remember that it was really, really intense for me that first time. And that when things would get quiet, I would start going into the darkness. And the colors would just, it would be in the matrix with lots of colors. And then as things got quieter, it got darker and darker, and the colors started fading. But then from somewhere, the sound or the vocables would just start coming in. And we would just start, it was just like even a hum, And as I would get into that sound, then the colors would start coming back, and it would turn into the brilliant. So, I feel like I know what this painting is talking about. Just from that one experience of using the sound and using the voice and using the vocables to, penetrate that darkness and to go into that light, to go into that sacred space. And so we'll see what happens. We'll see what evolves. And things are well up here. And we saw Sweetie was here yesterday, and her spirit was good, but she's kind of hurting a little bit, going through some stuff. But the people up here are doing really well, and look forward to seeing all you guys again soon. And it's so beautiful to connect in this way. Oh,
Oh, thank you, Yellow Robe.
thank you.
Sure. Thank you. That artwork is pretty phenomenal. Thank
I
you.
know, I don't know what to do with it. It's like, oh, I don't want to put it in my bedroom because I won't be able to sleep. So I'll have to create an altar somewhere.
Mhm. Powerful. Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much. Nan Kirana, would you like to share something with us? Thank you for your beautiful face and your smudge and all.
Oh, thank you so much. It is such a blessing. It is such a pleasure and a gift to be here with all of you. My heart feels so full hearing all the words that have been shared and seeing all the beautiful faces and feeling the strength of this community, even with all of us dispersed all across the lands, and the gift of that unification that we're working so hard to bring, not only in our own communities, but across the communities across the tribes, across the nations, across the world. And just so much gratitude, so much gratitude to each and every one of you, and especially to you, Tata, for your dedication and your commitment to this unification. That's been a part of your walk from the time that you were young, traveling with the elders and being part of those councils and sharing those messages and creating those incredible networks with the elders and creating the councils and all of these opportunities for that unification, the unification of our hearts and our wisdom and all of that which is needed at this time. And so I want to thank you. Thank you for the incredible walk that you have been on, that you have dedicated your life to, and that you continue to be in service of. And for, as Nanhedi said earlier as well, for the generosity with which you share that and open that path to all of us. Nanhedi, wow, thank you, thank you. Earth Peoples United, I'm so grateful to continue to be a part of this and what we are and what is being created and the new energy and the new efforts and the new openness to extend that unification to this bigger and broader and wider hive. Let's get this hive big and beautiful and buzzing. And just so much gratitude for so many of the words that were shared today. Tata, you're sharing about the importance of us standing strong and being strong in ourselves. How important and essential that is so that we can really come through these challenging times, this time of transition. And Marsha, your beautiful, beautiful story, of really just remembering to shine our light, and to bring that wherever we are and what that can do for others around us. And just so much gratitude for all of the efforts that each and every one of you are doing in your lives, in your families, in your communities, in your world, for the gift of the sanctuaries, Tata, for the Pashil Kayalas. And I want to share something that's been calling to me today, that's been on my altar for years and years. And today it's really just wanting to be seen. This is a deer mountain staff. And this humble piece of a branch of this tree is from the very first time that I stepped foot on that place that we call Deer Mountain. And Tata, you brought me to that land and introduced me to it, and we had an overnight there. And it was long before EPU was stewarding that land. It was before EPU was even in existence. But this is my staff for Kalpulkiahuyu, that sacred sanctuary that lives on my altar. And thank you for all of the essence that's been imbued into that land, for all the sacred prayers, for all of the gatherings, for the elders, for the manifestations of the elementals. So for the gift that that land holds, and may it continue to do so and continue to gather the people and source the people. Matioshaway. Aho.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah, thank you so much, Nana. Love you, love you.
Mhm. Mm. So powerful. Mm. Melissa, would you like to share next?
Sure. Thank you so much. And good morning. Oh my goodness. I have to just echo what Kirana said about just in hearing all of everyone speak. Wow. So much wisdom. And it moves me inside. So thank you for everyone's wisdom. And I feel a little bit of emotions coming up just because, over the last, I would say, just this summer, I've had so many patients kind of losing it in terms of like, they're saying, I feel so overwhelmed that I can't work. Can you please write me disability paperwork so that I can take a step back from my job and recenter? I had a patient yesterday that literally was a high functioning person and having a psychotic break. And I'm not a psychiatrist, that's not my realm, but these are just average people that aren't seeing psychiatrists, aren't seeing mental health, but normally don't have this. And so it's that reflection of the world and the state that it's in and how it's impacting people's, mind, bodies, and spirits. And it's coming out in these mental anguishings. And I just feel like so grateful in saying and knowing that, so grateful that there is a space like this where we can really connect with our hearts, where we really can receive the wisdom. And that's really what I feel like grateful for EPU and the sanctuaries, and why I feel so much motivation to be honored to be a part of that and really get it out to people, because I feel like it is a solution and it's so needed, so needed. And so really, I just want to say thank you for all of the wisdom and the prayers, not just the people that have shared, but all the people in our community. Like Raina and someone else reflected, Marcia, I think that there's no small prayer, that every prayer changes that frequency, and that remembering that we are empowering ourselves to be that light, that prayer that can really make a difference in the world. And so anyways, I just have a short sharing today, but I just want to share the gratitude and like, yes, this is what we're doing. And if we can reach more people, then we can make a difference of like not having people have to take time out of their work, but having a place that really has solutions. So that can really stabilize them during the everyday experience of what the world is today. So thank you. Thank you for everyone. Thank you, Tata. Thank you, Nanhedi, Nan Marcia, Nan Kirana. It takes a lot to hold. Yellow Robe, your devotion. Blue Horse. I mean, you've walked this way for years, and everyone else has put so many prayers and time into protecting that which is sacred. I really, really thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Melissa. Mhm. Blue Horse, would you like to share?
Good morning, everyone. I'm just filled. It's been a rough time, and I just everybody's words, each sharing just builds upon the other, and I just feel filled and nourished and supported, and I'm grateful for Tata and Nan Hedi and Nan Kirana, Nan Marcia, Nan Marcella, who's not there today, all those that have gone before, and Getachu's prayers. I mean, everything's just so beautiful, and it's nice. It's good to hear the reflections of the world that exist out there, because I only have this little perspective here, right? And then we're all in these different parts, and all linked, the hive, we're all, it's a virtual hive, or it's a hive in the other in the other dimension that we're all tending, but all living in this realm. And it's I'm not that evolved that I still need to hear your words and see you and be you know not necessarily this is good today. So thank you. And I love you all. And yeah, just blessings, and lots of grist for the mill for me to think about what it is that I'm doing and what I'm being called to, and clearing to get to that point of that strong staff. I know I've been training, but I'm hesitant to let go. So anyway, thank you, and I love you all.
Thank you, Blue. We love you too. Enriqueta, would you like to share?
Sure, thank you so much. When I was hearing everybody, I just had these two concepts in my mind that came. It was about harvest time and samskaras. Samskara is this term of impression of past actions from this life and from others. And during this time, and linking it with what I have been hearing of your sharings, also what has been happening during these times, I really feel thankful and great and blessful to, like, sometime in a regular basis, remembering a teaching from an elder or a professor or a teacher in this plane or in an etheric through reading. Like, for example, like sometimes I go to my day on day and then I remember reverence, and I think about Tata Eric, or there is something else that reminds me of Sweetie, or another yoga teacher. So I see this like the harvesting of all the, like, impressions and teachings that go into our subconscious, and then they bloom in the right time and in the right moment. And I've been really grateful for this, and I'm really also grateful because we are continuing with this sowing of seeds through these sharings and through the prayers that I hear from all of you, and we keep like sowing seeds and then sharing them and pollinating. So I was thinking about that, and I'm really grateful for that. And also about how blessed and thankful also I am to have these gatherings and the hive and all that you have been sustaining, because it's grounding, like, with whatever it's happening out there in our daily lives and whatever we have to go through. It's a beautiful thing to have this as a staff to come back to ourselves and to share. And whenever we are in a low place, then someone else like grab us with the word or with the song or with the prayer, with the sharing. And whenever we are maybe in a higher moment, we can lend a hand for the other person. So thank you for everything that you are doing and sharing, and it's sowing seeds, like in many different ways, for their blooming time that we are on those times, as Tata was sharing. And I would love to share a song coming from the heart. It's a small one. And thanks, Melissa, for the astragalus information. It's really good. Thank you. It's a song in Nahuatl. It's a lullaby, and the meaning is: save this flower, keep it close to your heart, because I love you with all my heart. So it goes a little bit like this, okay? Chiquille wahin Xochitl, chiquille huaypano yolotl, Pampani misla sotla, pampani misla sotla, hikano chino yolotl. Chiquille huahin Xochitl, chiquille huaypano yolotl. Pampani misla sotla, pampani misla sotla, hikano chino yolotl. Guarda esta flor, guárdala en tu corazón, porque te amo, porque yo te amo con todo mi corazón. Chiquille huahin Xochitl, chiquille huaypano yolotl, Pampani misla sotla, pampani misla sotla, hikano chino yolotl. So keep this flower close to your heart. Thank you.
Beautiful. Wow, that's beautiful flowers, Tata. Hmm. Jackie, would you like to share next?
Yeah, thank you. Get a little closer. Yeah, thank you everyone for your words, your songs, for this community. It's so wonderful to continue to see everyone's faces and yeah, listening to Yellow Robe talk about the rites of passage and different things like that. And, you know, I realize that it is the little things. And so I wanted to share that, yeah, I feel like I, in some ways, had a little rites of passage. And I wanted just to share with everyone how tiny little things can have great impacts. And so I wanted to share that, you know, Nan Marsha, you shared a photo one day and it blew my mind wide open. And that is, it was a simple photo of a pot with some sweetgrass in it. And first of all, I had never even conceived that I would grow sweetgrass in a pot on my front porch or something. So yeah, that was beautiful. And then I think Hetty and I were talking about, did you see that picture? It had never quite occurred to me that you would, of course, braid the hair of the Mother Earth while it was still attached. You know, so in this photo, it was a pot of sweetgrass that she had grown, and she was just, there were some braids just kind of hanging over the pot. And, you know, the whole thing had been braided. And so that was a really meaningful and huge teaching for me, Nana. And so thank you for sharing that. And, you know, we never know how a small reach out will impact others. And so it just makes me think about what this community could do inside the hive. And I really look forward to a time when it's really buzzing and lots of people are contributing. And I imagine a world, where I don't get on Instagram, but just like where I have just this place where I can scroll through all these people that I love without ads and just see what wonderful work everyone's doing in the world. As simple as braiding sweetgrass from the pot that you grew that season. So thank you, Nan-Marsha. Thank you, everybody, for all you contribute and continue to contribute. And yeah, I love you all so much. Thanks.
Mhm. Thank you, Jackie.
Thank you, Jackie. Is there any way you can share a couple of seconds of maps? Please. This is the work that Jackie and Alexander, no, Benjamin, and others are doing in what the vision of a Pashirka Yala model could become. And what does it take all these years to learn the land, the steadiness, the endurance, the perseverance, the finding who else has that way to bring to vision and to crystallize those efforts, and so here we are. So just a seed, like Enriqueta, the seed that will grow into a healthy, beautiful Pashil Kayala. And that's just one tiny part of what the land could do and what we need to do for I won't see it, but some of you will. Maybe your kids or the next cycle of the people, refugees coming into a healthy place of earth to receive that blessing, that prayer, and continue it. So thank you, Jackie and Benjamin, and maybe others are doing the same, and collaborating into this. But all goes well. Maybe you can show a little bit, Jackie. But this is part of this,
I will try. Let's see what I can figure out here. Maybe that one. Maybe this one. Okay. Can you see my screen? I'll get closer so you can see, but this is the overall outline for the Deer Mountain Sanctuary. It's about 2,000 acres in Northern California. This, on the top right-hand corner of the screen up here, you can see where the Klamath River is. This used to be Copco Lake, and they removed the dams on the Klamath River. We are fortunate enough to be close to this location so that we can see and watch. Just a few days ago, we drove up the road on this side and came to some streams that are tributaries into the Klamath, and there were salmon swimming up these tiny little creeks that they haven't seen in generations, 100 years, over 100 years. So that's really exciting. And so just as an overall, we currently have some lots, and I am thinking about moving them to a different location where they're more accessible. So that is what this is over here. It will essentially look like a permaculture-y style neighborhood of houses on 10-acre lots. And then all this green area is kind of open grazing ground. And then we have lots of wooded areas. We are planning to build ponds, which are these blue locations that would collect winter storm water that comes off of the mountain. After doing the math, we estimate that there's about 9 billion gallons of water that naturally runs from rain across this landscape. So we look to harness and harvest that, hopefully to allow us to put more water into the creek during important seasons when it could benefit wildlife and fish and things like that. That's just a general kind of overview. We have gardens and greenhouses and all kinds of things like that planned as well. This location right here is this next map, which is the main lower location of the ranch. This is currently where Hetty and Eric live. And we have a creek coming down through here. This section of the land is a kind of riparian meadow. It's kind of the lowest point of the land, so all water runs to this location and it can get quite marshy. And we would like to add more habitat and trees and graze it when we really want to and keep animals out most of the time to increase habitat. The next location, I'll just show you where it is this red location here. This part of our land has different zoning than other parts of the land, so it's zoned commercially. And so this piece right here is newly designed. And so it is zoned commercially as town center. So we would like to have, healing centers and ceremony places, and it really has a view of a really sacred rock encropment. And then over here on this space, we would have more of a public facing kind of campground for events and all kinds of different things like that. But that is just a small overview. We're just taking our time and really dropping into all the different things that we would like to do on the land and designing those spaces out. And really, this is just, giving us an overall plan that as we design projects, we will know how and where we want to put those things as they come up. And so this will be continuing and building on as we go. Yay!
Awesome.
Yeah, thank you, Jackie. So that's our path of the sanctuaries. This is our visions from way back, but now into the mind of how can crystallize and what will it take to make it happen. So thank you, Jackie, and everybody who's really taking the time and to really share and develop. Because from now on, there is just as they bomb, destroy cities and infrastructure like bridges, power plants, all the whole economy is crashing. That we want to develop an option to all that, with land, with animals, with seclusion, with a bounty, with beautiful creative spaces that make sense to work with the land, the earth, and the prayer we have. The prayer to be with nature, but also live in a good way and to harvest the nature that's given us. Like just right now, I would say again, over 10,000 trees are dead standing. And I think we might have come across this beautiful young man. That's what they're doing right now. And the forest department and the visions of how to harvest all the way to having the nurseries of native plants to making cabins, and maybe some of those is yours. A cabin, a place that you support, that, you know, it will be used for when you're not there, or if you live there permanently, but better, because it's a way of life. And eventually there might not be any other options. That they might close up the cities, and you know, you're not going nowhere, you're not going in or out. So hopefully we'll be out, and we'll be where we are at Deer Mountain or other sanctuaries, where we're developing the skills and this beauty to harvest that which nature, and then on the way to seeing little saplings, healthy trees coming back up again. So that, you know, in 100 years from now, they say, wow, look at this forest, it's so beautiful. Because it was planted now. So thank you, Jackie, and everybody. Harry, back to you. You may share, because you're holding the rukush of this land, of this vision there. You know, you're there, and you're steady every day, you know, for 16 hours more without, you know, because the things coming back to you except your vision of your gift to the earth, to your child, you know, to our child, and the dedication of that prayer. You know, it didn't have to have a big salary like others. You know, if you don't get paid, you don't do nothing. You know, or you know you have skills, but you know, give me an advance or I don't do. You know, so that's kind of like yours is a universal gift to life. So thank you. You know, on this like others here too, Kirana and Melissa. You know, they're every day is putting the infusion to this vision, and hopefully someday the many will capture that's our survival. You know, it's gonna be our healthy place to even maybe just go and help good health and good mind, and go back to wherever, you know, wherever they need to go. And so this model is being documented. But then later say, look, here's a 1,000 page of what it took to have this. You know, so this now you can do it. You know, it's a gift back to the people. Thank you, Eddie, for all that you do.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I just want to thank everybody for their shares today, and the beautiful well of love and wisdom that's here in this circle and far beyond. And I keep coming back to, like, one of the most powerful parts of this fall, amid like so much harvest and abundance and all the things, is like Jackie spoke, was going down to the Klamath and seeing the salmon in the river and coming up the streams. There's so much there. It's like, wow. You know, Reina was sharing that, like, there's no other option but just to keep moving forward, you know, keep moving towards what we love. And wow, the journey of the salmon is such an incredible metaphor and reflection of that. And I'm just super grateful. We went down to Indigenous Peoples Days at Patapanaka in Grass Valley, and part of their ceremony there is the salmon ceremony and the salmon wren. And this is the first year I went with Ishel and Blue. We went up, and they take you on a walk, and you're kind of recreating the journey of the salmon. And all along they're telling the story of the salmon, and just how amazing I never thought of them as beings like the butterflies, right, that become, because they're freshwater species, and then they come into salt water, and it's like they're almost getting poisoned by that salt water, and they have to transform and recreate their whole physical being to be saltwater fish. And all along the way, their journey is all about it sustains so much of the ecosystem. When all the eggs that it get eaten, the small fry, like all their whole entire journey, maybe 3% of the salmon that are spawned become like return to the river. and they go out into the ocean, and they're, you know, the big wild ocean, and now they're becoming bigger, and they're almost some of the like top species in the waters for a while. And then they get that calling when it's the right time to come back, and they somehow in the ocean can find their way to that exact river, and they like can smell the quality of that water to come back and make their journey upriver. I mean, there's so many miraculous pieces of their journey. And then the entire time they take their last bite of food when they're in the ocean. They don't eat again as they're going into the fresh water. And they are fighting the current the entire way up, like hundreds of miles in some cases. And so to have had the dams come out, I mean, there's so much metaphor there and so much significance there, and having things blocked for so long to then be through the efforts of like 20 years plus of so many people really pushing and working and led by the indigenous nations to really reclaim that and see that happen in our backyard. And then to go and witness the salmon coming upstream, like, is just incredible, incredible. And just to know the entire journey they're facing that current, like they, and we were, and sometimes they were kind of like making their way and then whoo, slide down a little bit and maybe wait behind a rock and take like a little break, but then keep moving. And yeah, sometimes I feel like whatever that calling is, I believe, I mean, you could label it love, just that like unshakable, undeniable urge to make it. And whoever makes it is ensuring that the continuation of the next generations and the next generations. And so, not that I'm saying I want us to be in constant struggle, but there's so much medicine in that to draw from. And as people are sharing today, just feeling like, wow, the strength that lies there, and the unwavering commitment and perseverance. And I think that's being called for, and the more that we do things together, the easier it is. So yeah, just feeling a lot of reflection around that. And as you were singing, Kitta, that was a beautiful song. I just felt like our prayers, and we know that the molecules of water can change and do change when we are praying and when we're infusing our intentions of love and positivity into the water, and then it can change the molecular structure. And I was just kind of envisioning the waters of like as the salmon are making their way up and infusing the water with the love, and so that energy and that essence is there to draw upon in those times of struggle, just to keep moving. Yeah, Eric used to have a shirt here with the salmon. It said "Spawn till you die," but there's, yeah, just the strength in that, and to see that and witness that. And we went, Eric and I went one day to look, and then we went just a day or two ago with Jackie and her friends and Ishal. And Ishal, that was the first time Ishal's gotten to see the salmon in the wild like that. And she's been part of the salmon run every year at Patapanaka for the past 4 or 5 years. So it was so beautiful for her to see that in our backyard. Yeah, it was really, really beautiful. And so we went to the spot where we had done ceremonies when they had released the dams. We did, like, around Memorial Day weekend, we did ceremonies, and we did flowering staff ceremony, and then went to the river and sang, and Vern was there and he was singing his songs, and we were all singing, and offered the flowering staffs to the river. And so we went back to that same spot and hiked up above, where you could see the river kind of splits at this part from because there's the sandbar, and the backside is a much slower moving part of the river, and the front is the big channel, and you could just see behind the sandbar all the salmon splashing, like making their way up, right at the spot where we had done our ceremony. So I remember really strongly calling and praying to come home, salmon relatives, and they're doing that, and it's just starting. So yeah, it feels super profound and beautiful, and there's a lot crumbling right now, a lot being destroyed. I like what you shared too, Yellow Robe, that now there is truth in what is kind of destroyed and taken apart, then has to be rebuilt. So how do we want to rebuild? How do we want to build our world and keep strengthening those Pashiokailas? Feels like such important work, and I feel really grateful that we're all together doing this together. Oh, and I also wanted to share that I've been hearing a lot about, like, in the circle today, about like reaching more people and touching more people, and just little reflections that I took some video of the salmon coming upstream, and we shared that out on Facebook as one of our posts, and now over like 16,000 people have seen it, and gotten such a huge positive response. And the last time we had something like that go really far was at the time of COVID, and how when everything was shut down and the human activity paused, how nature flourished. And so just as a reflection of what I'm seeing, and like the things that really touch the most people from the ways of social media, whatever, but are those inspirations of nature, and how resilient she is, and how it's gone way above anybody's expectations of how quickly the salmon are returning. And so it's just like the earth, she's so responsive, and that brings so much hope. So yeah, in whatever ways, and we're all microcosms of that ourselves. So just want to infuse all of our waters with love and keep going. And yeah, thank you all for the medicine that you hold, each and every one. And just so grateful. I'm always struck with the just gratitude and humility at being able to walk this way, and be in the circles that we are, and have our children growing up in this. And wow, it's just such beauty. And let's infuse the world, let's send this out, we have so much medicine to bring, and yeah, keep strengthening these islands of light, so the people have places of thriving to nourish themselves with. So blessings to all of you. Love you. Mhm. So I think we're at our time, but whatever you want to close us with, Eric.
Thank you, Nanhedi. Wow, yeah. I think as these recordings are shared later, and that we keep this frequency. And I've seen again, we shared this many times, and I know you know that, but it's a reflection. Then when the moments will count, we will stand there like with staffs of light, with the words of how to work with the land, how to build the lodge, how to bring medicine, how to share the help to the people, how to grow our food and everything that it would take to recreate a village. That's what we're doing. We're recreating that which has been so messed up everywhere, and so we've been witnessing too that even people who maybe are knowledgeable, they have no wisdom in how to be with others in the actual love for the land. There's a whole package that is so dysfunctional as well, like maybe like me, that we need the guidance, we need the ceremony, we need the support, and then we need each other. It's not the levels of like, well, I know I have the degrees, I have the money, I have this or that, but there's no heart, there's no essence. It's just knowledge that knows how to do it. The world knows what we need to do. They know. The corporations, the government, everybody knows what we have to do. And we saw that in Sweden at the Talberg Foundation. Big sign there with chosen kings and emperors and all kinds of people, laureates to the Nobel Peace Prize and everybody. And then there's indigenous delegation. Almost they talk at the last. It's not important because they have no degrees. But then Oren Lyons talk, and the prophecy of that day was, well, your yellow brick road is ended. Your yellow brick road didn't give you what you really needed. And in the wake of it all, you destroy the whole earth. I was like, what is he talking about? The yellow brick road, that's the Wizard of Oz. There is no fearful God behind the curtain. It's just a sham. It is a doctrine. It is a lie. And so, it was powerful to see how he, and then so now, like I said earlier, the nations are moving forward. And it is time that the world has to apart and let this come through. They're going to have to guide the world back to share what to do and how to do it. Because they know they still can talk to the earth and the fire and the wind and the sun and all that. And that's kind of what we are in alliance with. That is where our prayer comes from that place of unification and never separating to that which was sacred. And it's very, it's not perfect. Oh my God, it's a mess too. But when you mess with the beehive, comes together. And we shouldn't wait for the messing of the beehive for like us to do something. Because when that's happening, the intruder is already in the hive. The ants are already eating the babies. They're already eating up the health of the hive. So we have to be vigilant. There's guardians, there's drones in the hive that protects that which is sacred. And so all of us are responsible to be clear in what comes in and what do we do just because they have a degree or something. It don't matter, or have money or something. It's like it's coming to that place of call to their own health and the endurance of all those years of the prayers, the ceremonies, the preparations is going to pay off. I'm going to share that with you as a gift to your life. Receive it. Know that when you do something for the earth and for the spirit with love and that reverence to give toch, to give your gift, it's very prolific. Maybe like us, we're not making no money. And maybe we won't have very fancy things, but we are being blessed. And that's what we're going to take when we die. When we die, may we see them like, Matosha, may it flourish for you. Because we have paved the road, we set up the knowledge, and they may become wisdom for each and one of you as you walk this beauty way. And it's not like it's I like that because a lot of times I did a little ceremony. I'm gonna do a little prayer. You know, I'm glad that that's being swept out of our conscience. It's a prayer. It's a ceremony. It's a talk, and each ceremony builds on itself, and stronger, and beautiful, and more connected, more open, more ease. Like this last ceremony we've done, the fires have been like amazing. The same with the ceremony we did for Kimberly Ann Star. Wow, just wow, the flower stuff is being made. It wasn't a little stuff, beautiful stuff with a flower of reflection. Prayers of a community coming together to help one person, to celebrate that one person. And the fires were like the same as the Petatanaka, just constant. As soon as they was lit, and I didn't see it because I was blessing everybody, with a couple hundred people with the staff. And that staff now has been kissing forehead, all those people. I think maybe it was like 300. And so like, wow, the touch of that energy to now be carried by that staff, someday it's going to go to somebody who will hold that prayer. You know, it's like going to be, wow, beautiful, right? And that's what we're doing. So thank you for being, you know, consistent, enjoying. I really enjoy this. This is my priority. You know, it's like, yeah, make sure you tell me because I forget. You know, I'm kind of all over this. But just to reflect to you, invest in that, in yourself, in that strength. Oh, I'm just by myself, but my pipe smoked really clean today. It didn't stuck. It didn't make me cough. It was clear. Now I can see an oracle in the smoke. Not just look at the smoke. Read it. How did it feel? After the 50th smoke, why is the mouth burning? What's it doing? The acid and the heat and the you know, kind of sourness. You know, what's it? What's that oracle of what I'm sharing and what it was happening with this prayer? That's how everybody smokes and blows it up, and they never even. I see them, and they smoke, and they're already turning. They didn't follow the smoke. We're just doing things. But when you're alone and you're in the dark, in the sunrise or something, and you're able to see the eye of the pipe. Ooh. Ooh. Every time you breathe, and it goes. Ooh. And if you put your feathers in the front of that bowl, and I don't know if you see me doing that, there's a reason. Or at night, I put my hand so I can see the reflection of that fire. There's a picture there. There's an oracle. It's a talk. And then you turn it around for everybody to see. Everybody's like, and they have no idea what you do. You're breathing. And you pull all the beauty of everybody and then give it back to them as a purified prayer. That's the consciousness of that prayer. And so you'll start seeing how the eye of the sun, the fire is already in your pipe, and you're like, oh, wow. What am I holding in my little essence here? Right? It's not little anymore. It's like, what am I holding in this essence? What is my connection? Oh, my little connection by myself. You know, it's my connection to the Rukush, to the everything. So may you go smoke at night, look at that reflection, follow the smoke, feel the essence. Because now it's time to get to that place of like, follow it, and you'll see what happens when that door is open. I love you. Thank you for your presence. Thank you for your efforts. Thank you for the love. And everything you do is noticed and is appreciated. not just me, but the spirits, the earth, the salmon, the bear, all the dances, all the prayers we've done, all the fights we did in the mouth, 1977, 78, 79, 80, in the dances all the way through the 90s. Now it's like, wow, the Karuk and the Europe buying lands because now they got the money. Now they can invest in recovering their world with the sickness of the people going to the casinos. Toch, toch. But that's the people study together. That's what we're doing. And again, someday you'll see that as we did this, we were the salmon, the first salmon going up, the first humans going up into this realm of the new consciousness to unite with all the few others until it becomes the majority, and then the big changes will happen on the earth. So thank you for that.
Thank you, everybody. Another beautiful, powerful gathering. Thank you again for taking your time with us today. And next Saturday for Dia de los Muertos, Todd Eric's going to be sharing and teaching on ancestral remembering and looking at honoring those who have gone before. And it's the day of Belaheb Tihash, so it's also a day of cutting away those things that we don't want to carry forward. So it'll be a beautiful teaching, and invite everyone to be part and share with others. We'll be the first of a series of a remembering series that we'll be offering inside of the hive, but this first one is free and open to everybody. And yeah, so looking forward to hopefully gathering with all of you again next weekend. And just many blessings to each and every one, and those who might listen to this recording, for all those that wanted to be here with us and those that had to drop off. Thank you, Anastasia, for being a consistent presence on all of these calls. And whenever and however you want to make your presence known into the circle too, please do. We would love to hear from you as well. And it's totally fine just to listen and receive as well. So yeah, just grateful for everybody, and have a beautiful rest of your day. Beautiful journey with all of your lands and all that you do in this world. And yeah, we look forward to connecting again soon. Love you all. Can unmute.
Matios, everyone.
Yeah,
Love
thank
you
you,
all.
everybody.
Matios, so good
Love
to see
you.
everyone. Love everyone.
Matios.
Till next time.
All the way in.
Yeah.
All the fire.
Love you, Ishalita.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Love you. Bye. Ooh, new magic. Bye.
Coming in, coming out.
Bye.